Greetings and salutations. It is us again, Chibi and the Mighty Jimmy, and we're on day 4 of the Red Alert event. We're going to tackle the Not Cool Task Force operation. And James is just farting about Earth Space Dock as we usually do. And how are you guys today?
Feeling good, thank you. And yourself?
Yeah. Good, cozy.
And you, Reese?
Yeah, nice and warm. A little bit tired, but all good. Had a fun day yesterday, so that was good.
I could just hear the pitter-patter of the dog behind me. That's so funny.
It's so strange, right? I can't hear the dog in the chat, but yesterday I could really hear the dog running around in your stream, but not really hear it. I could hear Ripley when she was nearby or something, you know.
Yeah. Like in Alien Isolation, you can just hear the xenomorph.
And then you can beat the xenomorph, this incredibly intelligent creature, by just hiding in a locker.
Yeah, unless
not
you did
often,
it.
Though.
Yeah, unless you've done it too much, and then it goes, "Hey, you're in a locker." I did love the explanation of the xenomorph though. Where will you stop? Oh, okay. The explanation of how the AI works for the xenomorph. Have you ever heard of how that works?
No, I haven't.
So essentially, the xenomorph has 2 brains, and one knows exactly where you are at all times, and the other one doesn't. So they're constantly at odds, apparently, and that's why it searches so effectively. And obviously, the more repetitive actions you do, the stronger the other brain becomes. So, I thought that was pretty cool.
The dumb brain or the smart brain?
The smart brain.
So you're basically saying that the one brain has hacking on at all times. There's wall hacks on at all times.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyways, let's queue up the TFO for Not
So
Cool.
we're going to be doing the Not Cool.
Oh, he left. I just found a sister ship and it ran away.
We just got the DuckTales alarm.
Mm.
Woo!
Yeah, the sound effects, from what I remember, it's supposed to be like a bosun's whistle, which is an actual.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like
it's an actual
nautical
naval thing. Yeah.
Because that sound always accompanied a ship-wide announcement.
Good example of which is in Muppets Treasure Island, actually. Sailing for adventure on the Great Blue Sea. And now you're flagged. Sorry.
Yeah.
It was such a perfect cover, you know.
Oh yeah. Now you owe Disney £5 million. Or euros, sorry.
You reckon then CBS gets sued because it's in Star Trek footage?
Oh.
Okay, Not Cool Raiders from the future are attacking merchant vessels in this sector. As of now, our quick reaction force is on convoy escort duty. Intel suggests that one of those ships is carrying something, or someone, of temporal significance. Command is counting on us to keep them safe. Find and protect any convoy ships and defeat the Not Cool Raiders. Okay.
You could say that those guys coming back from the future to attack us is a bit not cool.
Oh wow, yeah. I
Oh
guess.
god. Oh god.
I guess.
What annoyed me is at the setup I did it wrong. I should have said is that they are not cool. That's what
Yeah.
I did it wrong.
I wish I could go back in time and punch you for that terrible pun.
Well, it doesn't matter if you invented a time machine. You need to invent a transporter as well.
Yeah. You don't occupy.
Like I'm
because like if you invent a time machine, you'll go back in time and you'll sit next to yourself at that computer, and you'll have to go through that pun again. Which sounds like it's more of a detriment to you.
Well, what it will be, James, is that I will come to yours, use the time machine, then hit you.
There you go. That works too.
Or unless you invent a TARDIS.
and then you end up going back in time and punching a caveman, and being like, oh no.
That
Don't be
is the
so
one thing
hard on
I
yourself.
find interesting. That's the one thing I find interesting as well is the fact that Doctor Who has crossed over with Star Trek twice. It has, yeah, in the comics. From
Oh,
what I know. Obviously, it hasn't in the mainstream media.
Yeah.
It's the B canon or whatever it is. I don't know what your comics, the Star Trek comics are called canon-wise, but yeah, like it crossed over in I think either IDW or Image Comics.
Right.
Now, was it that the Doctor went to a different universe, the one with the Star Trek isn't in there, or is it literally because Star Trek is actually meant to be our future?
No, the alternative universe situation because Doctor Who is its own universe, but they had a crossover where the Borg and the Cybermen were working together, and that went as well as you think it did.
Yeah.
Do you know? Do you remember a couple of years ago when I don't know if they've done it again, but like when Doctor Who was at like peak, the country watched it as opposed to just David Tennant times, and it was the Cybermen versus Daleks, and they had like a really good like shouting match, but then the Cybermen were so crap against the Daleks, it kind of felt like it was a bit of a mismatch of a fight. Like, I can't even remember, it was something like a ridiculous amount of Cybermen would die before they killed a single Dalek.
Yeah.
And I know the Daleks are all super powerful and everything, but it was kind of like, oh, this isn't going to be all I thought it was going to be.
Well, the thing is, I think probably one of the badass lines of that was, "You expect to kill us all with 3 Daleks? We could kill you all with 1 Dalek." I was like, damn.
Oh, didn't more Daleks appear?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. Ooh.
Fools, I could destroy you with a thought.
Speaking of which, boom!
Goody. They
I
fire destructible torpedoes, which leads into.
I could have used yesterday.
I should back off because you're gonna die.
Oh man.
I'm the only one that's left.
Wow. I'm having I was like, yeah, wow, we're having connection issues here. Suddenly everything just got like bad connection wise.
Is that what you want to blame your gameplay on?
Yeah, Stephen, I was watching your stream yesterday, specifically the part where I went from not quite full health, but definitely full shields and everything, and then was just deleted. Like, even in the replay, I'm just gone. There is no sort of quick deterioration of shields or anything.
Yeah.
So I don't know what happened. Like this death that just happened was a proper death, and
I'm noticing that these things are definitely cutting through my shields. Like the shields are up-ish, but I am certainly losing them. Like I'm certainly losing hull damage through them.
oh, speaking of which, miraculous repair.
I always find it funny, when like, come on, when Star Trek enemies like tend to be named after, well, human mythologies. I always find that always kind of interesting. You're like, is that by coincidence, or is that just something that the humans call it?
Like a classifications.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
Or is it something that The universal
Like, 'cause-
translator puts it to, maybe. I don't know.
Because think about it, like the raptors and the birds of prey from the Klingon fleet. Like obviously they have different flora and fauna, because we see that in the Targs. Like,
Yeah.
The only way that I could describe a Targ is the fact that it is a boar with lots of spikes.
Yeah. Or a boar
But
dog.
they still name. Yeah, but they still name their ships after Earth birds
Yeah.
or Earth bird classifications. So it makes me wonder, like, is that the UT doing that, or?
It feels like it's
don't
almost...
mind me, Stephen. It's fine. You can just shoot. Oh, it's not even you. Never mind. The sass is over. It's Maelstrom.
More just kind of like maybe it's something that the universal translator is assigning as the closest translation or something, maybe.
Maybe.
Come on.
Ouch! 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 Ouch!
Well, where are you?
That battleship, or maybe it's the destroyer, has like some sort of super weapon type thing. Like,
Yeah, those cones. You need to basically be out of them before they go off.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, tractor beams. Somebody is shielding me, and I adore the fact that they are. I wish I had that build.
When you say shielding, you mean physically putting a shield on you?
Yes.
This is certainly going to
see-
be a very interesting stream to watch. It's like Disco, where the ship is just popping all over the screen.
Wow. Well, do you have your paint bow?
I haven't really been... There we go, there's some of it.
Take
really
the
good.
damn battery!
Oh, at least that's a tractor. Something.
I still think it's really out of place for my ship to be doing flips.
Oh yeah. Down goes the battleship.
Down goes my starboard shield.
Yeah, that went down a lot faster.
I feel like we just lost some ships.
Nope.
Oh, I am. No, not our boys, but the guys we're meant to be looking after.
Trask here, something to do with a colony. Okay.
Oh wow, the colony ships are very low in distance, so hopefully they'll get there soon.
Okay.
But we need to. Wait a second. They're distorting.
Yeah, there's some sort of like...
Okay.
Oh, you guys are taking.
It's like double team from Pokemon.
Yeah, it seems to be like some sort of defense thing.
No, it's in range. Why don't you start shooting it? There we go.
Whoa. We should probably start coordinating fire.
It doesn't feel like they're too. They don't feel too like. You know, oh my god, this is a slog to try and kill these guys. It feels like they're quite squishy, but also, well, not massive. They're squishy enough, but also have like a big bite back as well. They're not one way or another.
It feels fair, is what you're trying to say.
So it feels enjoyable to shoot them.
I think it, well, for me what it feels like is not so much that they're squishy, but there's certainly a lot of them. Like,
I just got rid of an ability, and I don't know which one I just got rid of.
what, did you right click on your hotbar or something?
Yeah, because I was trying to turn my screen, and it just happened to be clicked on that instead.
This is why you lock your hotbars, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
This is why I learned about it now.
one of our teammates is unconscious apparently.
I too am unconscious when my ship is blown up.
Oh, that's gonna hurt.
What's Oleg flying?
Very powerful ship from Mother Russia.
It doesn't have a right nacelle. It's a very powerful ship, but like the other ones look like it's burning. It's very, very powerful. And those guns are rusted powerful. Very powerful.
I got it from my cousin. You telling me he give me bad deal?
God, it sounds like some kind of Russian Ferengi.
In actually the Russians though, I don't know how bad they were, but I know that their equipment was never as nearly as good as the Germans in World War II, and the British lent them one of their battleships, and when they got it back at the end of the war, they had to scrap it because the guns couldn't even turn because it was that bad.
Because they obviously weren't maintaining it, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's quite obvious why all the instructions were in English.
Well, you're not wrong. Oh, please tell me the one I really wanted. Callan Euro wins.
Why? What did you want?
It's like neutrino armor or something like that. I can't remember the name of it.
Oh, the neutronium alloy?
Yes.
We're doing our best, Trask.
Is he speaking like verbally? Because obviously he doesn't.
He was saying that, they're not going to last much longer.
It's like, you know what, Trask? Maybe if you stop victimizing mutants, we could talk.
That's a layered reference.
It's an X-Men.
Way to take him to Trask.
See, Trask was the inventor of the Sentinels in the X-Men franchise.
That's why I recognise the name.
And in
Played.
I do really like Days of Future Past. Apparently people don't.
What, the film?
Yeah.
I thought it was good. I mean, the thing is that you're gonna have fans who are gonna in anything they're gonna say, "Oh, the original comic series was better." I mean, that's what everyone will say. Like, you have not everyone. That's what typical fans will say sometimes.
I don't think this is a criticism so much as like the only thing with the newer movies, the only one that sort of stuck out to me a little bit, and I'm kind of is Logan. And I really liked Logan, but I just hated the way. Everybody here has seen it, right?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, I just really hated the way that Professor dies. I don't know. I don't even know why, because it's not like he's Picard or Patrick Stewart himself. It's just Professor X, and just gets stabbed so like
nonchalantly.
Yeah, and I don't necessarily think it's bad writing or anything. I just didn't like that death for him.
I think that is a holdover from the comics, actually.
Well, Logan, as such, in that kind of format, was never really a comic. Closest you get is Old Man Logan, and that doesn't really resemble that movie at all. So, I don't know. Either way, it was... I don't know why they bothered to introduce, like, X-23, for instance, and then go, yeah, but that's the end of it. Like...
Spin-off series, which never came to fruition.
Yeah.
Also, actually, going back to Days of Future Past, they kind of just dropped you into that one, where it's like, oh yeah, it's the end of the world, by the way.
Hell?
What?
Yeah, I've been struggling with that one too.
Is it
What
thing,
the hell?
is it the thing that just kills you immediately? I'm assuming it's one of these dreadnoughts.
Well,
The
Yeah,
multi.
I think Steve and I just got deleted from the game.
I did too. Twice.
but
I died, came back, and died very similarly as well.
I just wasn't able to move or anything. But yeah, that
I did this
Dreadnought-
one yesterday as well.
That Dreadnought is a tough cookie. A tough cookie indeed. That would help, I think.
Oh, what? There's two of them.
Yeah, it
Well,
does
one
that.
is only like a hologram or kind of that kind of idea.
I'm going to die again. Oh, I could tell I was going to die because I was in the Cone of Doom. It's very hard to get out of the Cone of Doom when you're firing at the thing.
Oh, that's depressing. The holographic dickhead. Wasn't the one I was shooting at was the holographic.
It does state what they are. Just saying. Come on, baby. Oh, their shields are down. Come on.
Finally.
Finally, it's happening to me. And it was demonetized again. Well,
Again with your
demonetized, but you know.
flawless rendition. Woo! That cone, man.
Don't shoot the distortion. I'm not using that.
Does the distortion blow up? Is that what it
No,
does?
it's just
No, they just kind of fade out of existence. I wish my torpedo spread would stop targeting the distortions.
Oh, okay, get out the cloud, get out his cloud, his arse cloud, he's farting. Don't be in that.
It's a toxic fart cloud. Oh, we nearly have one now.
There we go.
There we go, finally.
Finally.
Another thing that I'm not going to win.
That was the nasty one out of the entire fleet
Select a
there, I
convoy
think.
commander Hathai
Huh.
Death.
I rolled a
We are very tired
69.
of assistance. The raiders made no demand.
Nice.
They deep scanned
Okay,
each
gotta
warships
take
and
some
entered
discovery
fire.
marks.
Don't know what to make of that, but I'm glad they're gone. In the meantime, I have
Okay.
reports to make and a schedule to keep.
Rock and
Thanks.
roll. 37 marks. Alright.
That one was quite a lengthy one in comparison to the last ones we've been doing, especially
Yeah.
compared to the last one we did.
Yeah. No idea what was going on with the Tholian one for sure. Is there even anything sort of knocking about, bit of loose? No. Alright, leaving map. Whew. That one was tough because there was just this crazy kind of like rubber banding going on with my ship, and I had no idea what was going on half the time. That was something.
Well, we were doing like a temporal mission, so maybe some temporal interference.
I mean, it's a distinct possibility.
That is what lag is now in the Star Trek universe. It's temporal interference.
Yeah. I think to be honest, my game's just lagging. Right. What have I got to do? I have to defeat Tholians on the ground, but you guys have to destroy Terran ships.
We do. We have to defeat
Look,
the
Jas,
Terran Empire.
it's bad enough that you've nicked the name of my ship. But it's inexcusable that you, a Starfleet officer, have done nothing but sit here whilst we have been taking on whatever we just took on, the Nakul. Get your arse into gear, Jas. I'll come back and nag you again.
Right. So, on that note, I'm going to go to, I think, if we go head off to DS9, Or Bajor, yeah?
Yeah, pretty much the Bajoran sector. So if we
Yeah.
depart the system,
Transwarp.
oh yeah, we can do that.
Well, I am in the Bajor sector, I believe. Oh, I'm in the Defura system. Why am I in the Defura sector? Guess Bajor is overstocked at the moment, but closer to the Badlands. That's good.
Yeah, the server is not responding for me. Yeah.
Oh, that was weird. I just tried to transwarp and it wouldn't let me.
Yeah, sometimes
Why
it
didn't you
doesn't.
transwarp?
No, my server is
come
not
on.
responding. Great. Come on.
Good old technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's making me go to like defer or whatever it's called.
How irritating. What I'm going to do is I am going to quit out of the game and come back in and see if that fixes it. Yeah.
The thing is that I'm starting to get to now is the fact with season 3 and the situation that Archer and the Enterprise team are currently in. I'm seeing Archer becoming a lot more hostile, if that makes sense to you, Stephen, because you know the whole Zindi issue.
Yeah.
I'm seeing him become a lot more standoffish and a bit like aggressive in his choices. Like, you know, I'm seeing him become more of a military captain rather than a Starfleet captain.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't know how to feel about that as of yet.
Yeah. Well, it is funny because that kind of same arc happens in not only Deep Space Nine, but it also happens with the TMG movies. You see that kind of progression of character with Picard as well. You see that kind of, it shows the sort of the direction of Starfleet. So I think what Enterprise kind of does is it shows that when Starfleet was originally sort of military based, and see them kind of moving away from the military aspect, and then, you know, as time is cyclical even, that it has a return to a military outlook again, with the onset of like the Dominion War and the Borg invasion and stuff like that. So I think there's kind of like that element of you know, from war you came, war into war you shall return, I suppose.
Yeah, it's very interesting because obviously it goes like in waves, I guess is the best way to describe it. Because obviously you have the times of peace and the times of exploration, with the original idea being that, oh yeah, we're here to explore, we're here to see the new systems and discover new life, and then unfortunately that new life at some point or another threatens humanity, and humanity has to go, well, we're not going to lay over and take this, like, take this, so every cruiser we have will on torpedoes and bring out new escort ships. We're going to war.
Yeah. Right.
Well,
Let's get into. Speaking of, let's get into the battle zone, I suppose.
The Badlands battle zone.
Yes.
What are we looking for?
This is where you will find Terran ships aplenty.
And I will be searching in long and hard for my frames, but I will never see them again.
The way that you just said that, Stephen, it just reminded me of like the 12 Days of Christmas. Like I don't know why it just is like Terran ships are plenty, that kind of.
Yeah. Now we have to find Empok Nor.
Here's a question for you. The song Let It Snow.
Yeah. If you put all the letters together, it says Le Tits now.
How did you know?
Yeah.
What? Okay, let's sort this out and ask you about it in a second. Okay, we need to hail this bloke, I assume?
No, like, just go, because the battle zone is already in progress.
Okay.
Just go!
Yep.
So, yeah, Let It Snow.
Yes.
The song, wonderful song. Where are you guys? Your shields aren't even up.
Yeah, well, I'm cloaked, so...
My shields are up.
Right. Oh, I'm in Badlands too. Transferring over to your instance. Yeah, but Let It Snow. Is that a Christmas song?
It's a winter song. If you wanna classify it as something.
Yeah, definitely a winter song. Basically, a friend of mine put it as their story the other day, and she's French, and I'm like, okay, well, she might not get that, you don't play Christmas songs. No, you don't play Christmas songs after Christmas. Because it's bad luck. I've had that conversation with, I don't think it's a necessarily a French thing, but I've had the conversation with somebody, working abroad, and yeah, there definitely was a lot of this not understanding that you don't sing Christmas songs not at Christmas. So I was wondering if it was that case, but then I found out that New Zealand and Australia play that song during their winter months, so June, July, August.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I would argue that it's just a winter song, because there's no mention of Santa or presents or any of that kind of thing. So yeah, why not? What is this? Strategic maneuvering. Okay. Terran fleet invasion. Hold off the Terran invasion for 5 minutes.
This is Admiral Lita of the
ISS. That guy stood on his chair. Do you have that as well?
No.
Oh, the dude was stood on his chair. It was hilarious.
What a maroon.
Oh, I don't have frames.
Well, my ship is moving backwards, so I mean that's a great start, I think.
It's like Dragonist as well.
fire of the Badlands is mine to command. Woo!
Okay, well, I've got 1 kill.
Mirror ships defeated 27 somehow. Alright. Oh.
This is hard to play.
Yeah, especially when the instance is this populated as well. Because basically we're just kind of seeing ships and then the ships are no longer there. Because we're having people with silly damage. Yeah, they're just appearing and exploding, basically.
I'm just spamming the spacebar and hoping I can get a hit on something. At what point do you get the kill? What do you have to do to get the kill? For the kill count?
Maybe you need to put in the last shot. I don't know. Not gonna lie, I have no idea. You definitely need to get a hit on anyway. That's for sure.
I didn't think it'd be this hard to get Terran kills. You know, I thought it'd be hard, but like attainable. I've got 3, and I've definitely shot at more than 10 now.
I'm kind of like at the moment being like, what's going on?
What do you see there, by the way? Didn't say anything.
Sounds like no. I think we've lost Reese.
He's on my end.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. There we go. I'm appearing to have technical difficulties on my end. That would be the problem.
Technical difficulties is just my experience with Star Trek Online.
Yeah.
It's just my... yeah, I've been having the thing problem where I've been firing at things and not getting any hits.
Okay, I've got another kill now.
That's
Yeah, I'm
one more than I got, because I've got 0.
having a bad...
I've got 4 kills.
I'm having a bad internet day. This is interesting. It's almost like the Hibernia has a spore drive to amount of jumping around the place.
I'm just spamming the spacebar.
Well, we have destroyed 184 ships.
176 in mine, for some reason.
184 in mine.
Wow. Oh, now it's 184. So that's what
That's
kind of
187.
delay I'm dealing with. Oh my god, this is so frustrating.
This is a lot of Federation ships in one place.
Yeah.
I'm at 6. My favourite moment so far has been when that lone Galaxy class spawned in, and suddenly I just saw everything shooting at me.
Yeah, the spawn rate isn't high enough to warrant a decent fight, you know, because there's just too many ships.
This is not an invasion. This is like
A slaughter.
a seal clubbing.
Yeah.
On the highest caliber.
This is an invasion fleet.
Are we the baddies, maybe?
I don't know.
I think so.
I mean, we could technically just go and take over their Earth by the amount of ships that are here. Why is it white? Why is my screen
Yeah.
just white?
That's all I'm getting.
I've never thought
Are we the
I'd
bad?
be in a situation where I'm having a better performance than you two.
Yeah.
Okay, it might be white because there's like a giant beam of blue energy light coming through?
Sure.
At this point, I have no idea what's going on.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Oh,
I
that
consider
was-
this that's a normal experience of Star Trek Online. I just nod and shoot at stuff.
Well, I've managed to get finally managed to get the Endeavour.
You've got it now.
Yeah.
My.
You've gone from 1 to 10 before I've got to 9.
I had to get 5.
Just gonna.
So, next question: how many Terran ships do you think we're going to destroy by the end of this?
We're nearly at 300.
How big's a fleet normally?
Oh god. Probably looking at maybe 50 ships.
I dread to think about how many people we've killed in this encounter.
And
You know,
if
we-
any
you
of
look
them,
at the ship and you think
if any of them theoretically were us. Like,
not only that, how many of them are legitimately, you know, because not everybody in the Nazi party, for instance, not everybody was a bad person. Maybe was guided, there was whatever. But yeah, how many like decent people have we just slaughtered? We tend to forget about that when we look at the ships. Just think, it's a ship trying to blow up. That is so dangerous. I'm on 9 out of 10. Sorry.
I got a tier 2 reward for that.
yeah, we all did. Terran ships will return in 3 minutes. I
I hope these guys don't.
Yeah. I was like, I don't think this is very conducive to much.
XP farming.
Yeah, let's we'll depart the system and have a quick look for.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say if we
What?
look for a patrol that involves Terran peoples.
That would be better, yeah. Capture point? What the heck's a capture point?
Yeah,
Oh, I can't see it anymore.
there's a whole mission behind the Badlands battle zone.
Ah.
Yeah, like we basically jumped in more than halfway through.
Because the game likes to put us into content that we are back. Logging, I guess, is that the word? Where you're filling people who've left, sort of thing.
Yeah, maybe.
I wish the game would have some. I wish games in general would have some way of detecting that this is your first time doing such a thing, and therefore wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Because nothing more game immersion breaking, than being dropped halfway through an event and then having to do it again because you've no idea what's going on.
Yeah. Are you still in the Badlands, James?
Yes, is the answer to that question.
Yeah, yeah. The silence says everything. Huh. Maybe-
Well, I've managed to complete my endeavour, so I'm happy about that.
Okay, so
What James has to...
there's a task force.
No, I'm not in the Badlands still.
Right.
Come on, Stephen.
There's a task force operations called Counterpoint, and that is Terran, apparently. Oh, okay. I think we did this one before. I think this is the moving assault teams from one place to another.
Oh, yes. I know.
That will
I
have
know the one.
Terran ships.
I will be 2 seconds. Just grabbing a drink of water.
I mean, we could do... Oh, yeah, that's the only one that is ship-based, unfortunately.
Yep.
Now, of course, I haven't encountered the Terran Empire as of yet. I know they appear later on in Enterprise at some point, and then Discovery. But from what I can tell, they are just the space Nazi version of us.
Yeah, it's just literally evil universe, like equivalent. It's probably everyone who's evil is good, and everyone who's good is evil, sort of situation.
Well, I figured out where I could get Borg
Oh,
which would be yeah, it would be another TFO. TFOs seem to be the way to do these kind of endeavors in a quick and precise manner.
yeah.
Things.
Oh, yeah, sure. And
And I'm back, you filthy animals.
did anyone else know that there was a Kickstarter to make the fake movie from Home Alone?
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
you mean the
American
Filthy Animals line.
you
Yeah.
filthy animal? Yeah.
Yeah, and then there was a Kickstarter to make it real. Yeah, weird.
Well, that would be very interesting to see because we don't have context to what it was supposed to be. Like
Yeah, very
it's just
strange.
an old timey gangster movie.
Yeah,
I do love the story behind the original Home Alone, where it went from one studio to another, and the fact that one of the production team had to go around telling everyone after the studio executives came to tell them that they were fired and they should clear out. It was like, no, don't worry, we're doing it with this new studio now. Stay where you are. It's still back on.
wow.
Yeah, he was literally following behind the studio execs, going from room to room, and the executives for I forget. I think it might have been I don't know the actual studio that they were originally with, but what happened was they were saying, okay, this movie's gone over budget. We don't want to produce it anymore. You're all fired. Go home. And they'd already lined up another deal with the eventual production company that they published the movie with.
Yeah.
I think was it New Line?
Oh,
Was it New Line that they published with?
I couldn't tell
I
you.
can't remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was one of the production managers on the film. Was following behind the studio executives, 2 rooms behind, telling everyone, "Stay where you are. We're still working on the movie. We're just with a different studio now."
Wow.
Yeah.
Right, let's do. Are we lined up for the TFO?
Yeah, we're doing Counterpoint. Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Just I know that our viewers, well, to be fair, they're here to hear our sultry voices. I'm sure. But they want to see us shooting stuff at the same time.
Of course. That's what every Trekkie wants is lasers.
Yeah.
That's really all the Trekkies want. They're lasers. Let's face facts.
Well, phasers, because we've already had Picard making fun of lasers.
Sir, they've charged lasers?
Lasers?
I actually watched that clip. I'm really excited. I'm actually making my way through, obviously through Enterprise. I think I'm going to bite the bullet and watch the original series as well. I don't know what I'm going to do with Discovery, because Discovery obviously
Is ongoing.
goes also ongoing, but also goes into different timelines, if I'm aware. Time
Yes.
zones?
So after
So I'm still unsure.
after season 2, it goes 900 years into the future, essentially.
So
That's post.
I should watch up to season. I should watch season 2, and then move on from that. Well, if it's 900 years into the future, it's way beyond Picard.
Yeah. Oh, it's way beyond anything.
Picard's only like 200. Yeah, Picard's only like 200, 300 years in the future.
Yeah, in comparison to Discovery, anyway.
How far are we in the future compared to Discovery?
How do you mean?
In this game?
Oh, this happens about 10 years after Picard. but this
So
is
why have we got people from Discovery in it?
wibbly wobbly,
Time
timey
travel.
wimey limey nonsense.
Good.
Te- temporal anomaly.
Yeah, exactly.
Rubbish.
So not this entire game isn't canon anyway, so makes no.
So just to interrupt you very quickly, the Midnight Loyalty looks like he's a jet going the other way with his weird front.
Yep.
Okay, now he's the one that just shot off.
Well, let him go tank, I guess.
He's
Right.
smaller than, or he might be the same size as Steven.
Oh wow. Okay, he is dying very fast.
Well, maybe he shouldn't have ran off.
Maybe he shouldn't have tanked.
So we haven't.
What the hell? Oh, it's him again.
Yeah. Don't worry about me. Me again. Midnight Loyalty.
What the hell is that?
Some sort of tornado thing.
It looks like Midnight Loyalty's the one caused. I don't know actually.
That is obviously some sort of ability. That is.
What's
I-
going on?
I don't know, but I'm stuck. There we go.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Overpowered weapon.
I don't think
How-
it did an awful lot of damage. It did an awful lot of damage to me.
It just looks big and fancy.
Yeah. I don't think it did much at all.
Potentially, it could be like a multi-tractor beam sort of thing.
Yeah.
Or if you're in it, it could be really bad news.
Yeah, it seems like it's some
An
sort of
AoE to DMC.
vortex to, like, thank you, we're taking a complete surprise. Close the portals. Okay. Cool. Cool, can do when they find one.
When one opens.
In like 10 seconds, I think.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Peter.
Everybody seems to have a good Patrick Warburton voice.
Yeah, I think it's only saying like the phrases from the show, you know, that kind of way. I find the best impressions are the ones where you're saying stuff that the characters don't usually say.
Oh, definitely. I can't do a Christopher Walken impression, but one mistake people make with him is they kind of do the up here voice. Don't judge mine. I can't. Like I said, I can't do
Yeah.
one. They do the up here voice sort of thing, where actually Christopher Walken talks from down here.
Yeah.
He goes up there. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's
But
rough.
I'm the same when it comes to like people who claim they can do an Arnold Schwarzenegger impression, and all they do is this, as if everything is get to the chopper, but it's not. Like sometimes it's just talking where, you know, where he's doing his addresses to the American people as the governor of California, you know.
Or he's pumping iron and he's always coming.
Oh yeah, that one.
Oh, that is a not an aged well clip, and he admits that.
He basically says he did it because he saw an opportunity with that movie to become famous. So he was just saying all this outrageous crap
Yeah.
to make it so. Basically,
Make it
because
so.
he even says like, "Oh, ask me again. Do you think lifting weights is the same as coming?" Like, no, I don't.
Yeah. Trying to close these portals, man.
Who needs to worry about that when there's a flaming tornado that I'm getting sucked into?
Yeah, it makes you wonder, is that Midnight Loyalties thing, or is it like a Terran weapon?
No, I think it's Midnight Loyalties thing.
Yeah.
It seems like a very
who would've seen this
stupid.
often?
It seems like a very stupid weapon if it affects your teammates. Like,
Doesn't damage me. That's one thing I can say.
yeah, but it holds you in place. What the fuck?
I suppose it's done more to annoy us than it has to help us. He's got some sort of powerful beam that it's doing that's really cool. And I look at that and go, oh, that's pretty cool to look at. But the tornado, it's kind of like, wow, that's epic. And then second time, it's like, wow, that's annoying.
Yeah.
I think that's the majority of the portals closed.
Oh yeah, we're doing that.
Close at least 5 portals, that's fine.
My Geneva class ship, I think I brought in. He just came in and got pushed away, so that's all he's done, been pushed away.
Well, I've brought in a Geneva class as well, actually. So,
And we're all getting a buff,
They're breaking off.
because
have them
we
on
don't
their-
need it now.
Wait, we're getting massive energy readings.
something is coming.
They're breaking off.
Understood.
Engage. You see, number 1, by the time I had got there, all of her clothes had fallen off, and by then I could see everything.
Sean Connery on track.
Yeah, well, that's the what was it, extras. Yeah, Patrick Stewart on extras.
I just love the fact that you can have actors who are willing to take the piss out of themselves as themselves.
Oh,
Like to be secure in your own career and everything. To be like, yep, I'm happy to make fun of myself and to make myself look like a jackass.
yeah,
Like,
along
oh my.
Ian McKellen on that as well. How do I act so well? You see, I pretend to portray the character in which I'm asked to play. Now, Peter Jackson contacted me from Lord of the Rings, and he said, I want you to play Gandalf the Wizard. And I said, now Peter, you do understand that I am not a wizard. And he said, I understand, but I want you to pretend using your acting ability to portray Gandalf. And I said, I'll try. And I just love the I don't like Ricky Gervais. I'm definitely not a fan of his, but
Yeah.
his face in that sequence just it's like the
Sums up.
it's the duh like
It sums up everything about like actors as well. Like, but that's what you're supposed to do.
yeah.
That's the whole point of being an. Okay.
And then of course, you know, Sorian being like, oh well, you're confused. So if there was a graph for my acting level, it would be Sorian, action, wizard, you shall not pass.
You shall not pass.
Sorian. Yeah. Fucking.
Why
I think
can't
my tactic of hiding underneath DS9 and Turok, whatever it's called, is not paying off this time.
No.
Because they're spawning underneath.
Well, then now you have a new tactic.
Which is just survive being whacked instead.
Yeah, it's just because, you know, when you're transporting, you have to take down your shields. I suppose. Oh my
Then
god,
obviously
I'm
when you're
taking
done, shield
such a
back
beating
up.
this time.
Oh boy, yeah, I'm taking a
No, there we go.
ablative armor did
Both
not
of you.
work.
Both of you took a beating. Okay. Wow.
I don't know why, but ablative armor did not work.
Somebody else has torpedo spread, and I just sort of crapped my pants because I thought it was one of the Terran ships. I just saw a bunch of quantum torpedoes head in my direction, and then it went and hit the ships around me instead. But, oh, guys, the tornado's back.
Oh, great.
That's a moment where you are standing up against the wall and all the bullets just miss.
To be fair, it just blew up Terok Nor. Like, just
Yeah.
ended it.
I'm just gonna beam over an assault team while it's exploding.
Make repairs.
There we go.
Oh wow! It just destroyed me immediately.
Repairs complete.
No.
Face the wrath of the Terran
I didn't mean to do
Empire.
that. Oh, it's back. It's been repaired now.
Yeah, that's why she was like, initiate repairs. Repairs.
Basically, you're beating us far too fast. This is our fuck you button.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, Midnight Loyalty does release a weapon. I'm assuming it's him. Release the weapon, which is his own version of the fuck you weapon. But it's more of like a fuck everyone weapon.
It's the Dorothy.
What?
Oh, I'm sad you don't get that reference.
The Dorothy.
Is it because it's? Do you mean like because she's the tornado from Wizard of Oz?
Yes.
There we
thank
go.
you.
Sorry, like I immediately thought Wizard of Oz, but I was like, is she known as a weapon of mass destruction? And I guess she is.
Yeah.
She does sort of end all the problems of Oz by landing on people.
Yeah. Or splashing them with water. You know, actually, funny enough, this is
Well,
the
peeking
second.
behind the curtain.
This is the second time Wizard of Oz has come up on 2 separate days while streaming. That's got to be some kind of record for the most times
We've all
Wizard of
got
Oz.
to do with the Wizard of Oz. That's what we've got to do. And Reese is Dorothy.
I am not being Dorothy. If anything, I am a Toto. Thank you very much.
Well, that's what Ripley is, though.
Yeah.
No, we're going to reverse casting.
Deploy defensive countermeasures.
Ripley is Dorothy,
Oh yeah.
Make repairs.
and Jerry is a Munchkin because he is not here to dispute
Jack.
this. He is he's cast.
You better hope that he doesn't watch these things back as well.
Well, it doesn't matter. He'll be told on the next time he's online that he'll be at the be a Munchkin. He'll be all the Munchkins.
I think he'd be into it.
Yeah.
Terran saucer. Wow.
I saw a ship the other day that was just a saucer, and it wasn't even like detached from anything. It was just a flying saucer.
Yeah, the Lucari ships are kind of like that.
It might have been.
I find it kind of funny in general of how much better we're doing at this TFO than last time.
I think it's because we've got possibly some OP people in our.
Yeah, make no
That's it.
mistake. That tornado is devastating to Turret North.
Tachyon pulse platform.
Much damage. Deploy defensive
Taking too much damage.
Yeah, they're down to 0 health again.
As am I.
You did.
No, that was luckily that was the Good. That ship was called the USS Good. I'm over here by DS9, obviously, and
Right, so we need to destroy something.
I think it's the
will put you in your place.
Dreadnought.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Alright.
Yes.
I'm gonna guess you got your Endeavor, James. Yeah?
No, I'm joking. Yeah, I got my Endeavor. What the
if
heck
you-
is happening now? What?
Another bloody tornado.
No, not just the tornado. He's opened a rift as well.
It strikes me as these are like science abilities.
I mean,
That these are a bit.
I can't do it.
Oh,
He is a
yeah.
tactical officer, though.
Is he?
What is this? What's he put out now? Why is there a giant space orb?
He just brings in the Death Star. It's like, well, fuck this.
Died out of nowhere.
Just, the Death Star. He brings out his own Infinity Gauntlet. You know,
Yeah.
Dalek fleet. And the Duracell bunny, because why not? Which I've discovered in America,
Right.
they're not about that. They're not about the Duracell bunny because
It's
it's
the Energizer bunny.
bunny.
Yeah.
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 Okay, well, that thing is definitely blowing up. Why is it? There we go. There we go. Somebody also Zoli blew up with it. No, Paul Zoli.
I am realizing that I am doing very little damage to enemy shields right now.
Yeah, their
Might be,
shields.
it might be relative.
Like, I'm hitting it with a full-on pain bow and it's doing very little.
Like I'm firing like enhanced phasers, and it is doing. I am doing very little damage.
You guys see it's like a sovereign class that has a detaching saucer.
Yep. So we've just destroyed its secondary hull, so I think that instantly destroys the saucer.
You haven't seen the last of me!
Gotcha.
Can we have our assault cruisers back? Assault teams back, please? No, sorry.
Yeah. Terran marks. Yeah, sure, why not? There we
Nope.
go.
Didn't want that. Give me the items.
Terok Nor has been sent
We'll
back
keep
to
watch in
Earth
case they come back. Let's leave the
Wouldn't have
system.
been able to repel them without your help.
So yeah, don't worry, we'll stick around. We'll stick around and make sure they don't come back. Go, 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 go!
We're
Next
totally not sticking around.
Next episode.
Yeah. I have 10 Tholians to kill on the ground. That's my next goal. And then maybe...
Death to those Tholians. Nukara?
Yeah, we can go to Nukara and maybe call it after that. And then... USS Defiant, where the fuck were you the entire time?
Defying expectations.
Yeah. Hey, Grandma, where the hell were you?
She was being retrofitted.
Yeah. I'd say somehow I think the Defiant has been retrofitted a number of times.
I love that. If there's something I love, it's a ship that is like old and too old. That's why I love Battlestar Galactica. Though I'm swiftly learning that the reason why Galactica survived, other than the obvious networking thing it has, is the fact that it's just an absolute tank of a ship. Whereas, like, in other situations where there isn't plot armor, old ships and stuff don't tend to do too well.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like the thing that I find very interesting is the fact that everyone focuses on like the big ships when it comes to like Star Trek and Battlestar a little bit, but even in Battlestar, like they kind of have the fighters have their moments versus with Star Wars where it is like the smaller ships that get all the attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like your X-wings, your TIE fighters. You do have like your big capital ships like the Star Destroyers and Home One.
I mean, they did make a thing of it in The Last Jedi to not everyone's tastes, but they did. It was more capital ship based.
Yeah.
But yeah, I totally see what you're saying.
I mean, to be fair, I really do like the idea of the one-man fighter, like as a ship, like the ability to transport around the galaxy in like a small, essentially something that's no bigger than one of our own fighter pilot, fighter jets. That
Yeah.
I think would be really cool. It's the same with you and Elite Dangerous, I imagine, James.
Elite Dangerous, the ships aren't. There's a problem with scale in Elite Dangerous that you don't realize how big the ships are. My ship, the Asp Explorer, is 50 meters, and if you think about that, that's like the size of half a football field. So,
And it's crewed by one person, like.
and it's crewed by one person.
Yeah.
Which makes perfect sense.
Well, it does in terms of what you're doing with the ship. What I'm doing with the ship, you don't need multiple people on board. But there would be the obvious problem of if things went wrong. But again, this is also said 1,300 years in the future.
Where nothing goes wrong ever.
No, never.
Do you
But,
ever?
You can imagine things being more automated by then.
Are they ever sick at sea?
I am interested to see not what will happen in terms of science fiction in the future. Well, what will happen in terms of science relating to science fiction in the future, but actually what will happen because I find that every time we become more advanced in one way, shape, or form, our idea of what the future technology will be changes, even if it's set in the same timeline, like Star Trek. Obviously, because they were walking around with iPads essentially in TNG, but then in Picard, he's using holographic things.
So you're wondering what will go from science fiction to science fact?
No, I'm wondering what science fact will do to change science fiction in the future.
Yeah.
So the fact that we go, oh, it's really futuristic that he's using holographic displays to change what he's looking at, and like, well, what if they invent that in 5 years' time, and it looks similar but different? There was, what would be the next thing? Or what if we do invent something that completely negates the need for a holographic? What if we invent a system that everything is controlled inside our head?
Yeah, like Google Glass.
Like Google Glass. I was thinking like Cyberpunk, where you have all these tech upgrades, and you can physically pull a wire out your arm and plug yourself into something.
Yeah, I mean the human brain is one of the most advanced biological computers that we know of.
And some
When
people
you
still believe
ejaculate,
the world
You're
is
giving
flat.
like. Hold on. Let me before I.
I think James's computer needs rebooting.
One ejaculation transfers 15,875 gigabytes of data.
Wow. Yeah,
It's
genetic.
more than your internet connection, James.
Yeah. Genetic code, man.
It's almost like it has to build a human, and that's only half human as well, for that matter.
Yep. New car assistant. I'm entering the new car
Alright.
assistant. Cool. Well, alright, so
I
I
am
think
singing song.
Tina commented, well, walked into the stream at the wrong time.
All the
No,
right
you-
time.
The right time for James.
Yep.
Nothing like being caught by your sister talking about ejaculations.
Why sister?
Because Tina considers me to be her little brother.
Okay.
The one which
Hey,
cycles and talks about ejaculation.
Yes.
Alright. Well, I'm just gonna...
Oh, no, I'm burning up, I'm dying, I forgot about the suit! Oh, I can put it on. No, I can't because I died.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay. Well,
How did he die?
It's actually
Sheer
just
stupidity.
respawned me still outside, though. That's brilliant. There we go.
Yeah.
I'm at base camp Alpha, so come join me. It spawned me here for some reason.
So, how did he die? Sheer stupidity, Captain.
My little brother has a polymet. Oh, do I need anything? I don't know, for the internet to stop going bahooties, as the Angry Beavers would say. If anybody remembers that awesome show.
Yes. Angry Beaver.
Do you have to punch them this time, or are you good to just shoot them?
No, I'm good to just shoot them.
Okay, good.
Oh yeah.
Yesterday's stream featured a lot of Stephen just punching crystalline creatures.
Yes. Whereas I have to do I think I have to do like a few things here, because the last time...
Oh, yeah. Stephen and I did it, but yeah, you have to scan a whole bunch of crap. not scan. You have to deactivate these projectors. You also need to free prisoners that are not in this area.
Science reports, all that lovely.
Science reports are for me. They were fine. Like you just slaughter the bugs and you're fine. And also, we all need to do these crystal things that I'm pointing at the crystal, but that crystal's not spawning anything for me.
Yeah.
But I loathe that, so I'm not talking about it.
Yeah, I've got some new weapons as well that I
just saw
going to
something.
try out.
Guys, I mean, I know you don't really care, but like, I'm really enjoying the music I've got playing. I'm really into synthwave music at the moment.
No, it suits the atmosphere
Definitely.
of this. Was it with me and using like machine
Your Anne,
gun?
the heavy weapons specialist.
Yeah, I'm a science officer. I really should not be using these kinds of guns. I feel.
What do you mean? I feel like a science officer would know the best weapons to use.
That would be your tactical officer.
Huh?
A tactical officer would just, take what guns you give him and stuff.
See,
But if you make them very good guns-
a tactical officer might more have the mentality of being able to do a lot with very little. You know, it's like MacGyver kind of weapon situation.
I've just realised that you're Reed and I'm Trip, and
I'm technically T'Pol.
It's T'Pol. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wrong species, but right gender.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't mind this. I mean, I know you're not a massive fan of Trip, but I enjoy Trip as a character. Which is weird, because you think I'd be like, oh, the British character. I really like the British character. Which I do. I like it. I think he's really good. But I don't like it. I don't know what it is. I find him more intriguing when he's not, like, revealing who he is.
As in more of a show, don't tell type situation.
Kind of. The character, he's more interesting to me. When they have him like fantasizing about T'Pol and stuff.
Right.
I think that was very becoming of his character in a way. No, sure it was a part of his character, but like, I don't know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean,
He loses a bit of his mystery. I think that's what it is.
The thing that I find very funny as well is like there's an episode later down the line where he complains about the staff not being professional enough, and then the very next episode he himself is very unprofessional.
That's probably two separate writers writing and not talking to one another.
That's the thing, Archer even points it out as well. It's like, you were talking about people being professional. I expected better of you. It's like, okay then.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Double oh dear. Yeah, I'm dead.
Well, I've gotten
Are
my
you?
Endeavor, so that's the start.
Right.
Oh no. Oh no.
I can't even find any places for crystal fragments.
I can't even find like a break at this point in time.
So I switched on my stealth module, right, which makes me go all transparent and shit, and it just looks like the diagram, like for some reason I've got some sort of buff or some crack where I'm like glowing, but it just looks like the diagram from when someone eats Ready Break.
Man, I loved Freddy Breck.
Well,
When growing up, I just loved it. I found it so much more enjoyable to eat compared to like the Scottish oats, everything.
Well, that would be because it was loaded with sugar, darling.
Exactly. Well, actually, it was for me. It was the they seemed to grind it up a bit more.
Yeah, more for make it more appealing to children, really, I suppose.
Which is, as a child, was exactly what it did.
Yep. Ah, you stupid. 15 crystal fragments. Thanks a bunch, Tholian asshole.
Right.
I really dislike that YouTube can be so specific, and yet Google can be so specific in terms of like presenting you with an ad for something that you were just thinking about, as opposed, all that crap,
Yeah.
and then keep on on the same time, keep on giving me this one advert for a product that I already use online.
Yeah.
I use a thing called GuitarTricks.com, which is a guitar learning website.
Okay.
Not
every time
sponsored,
they
by the way.
Not sponsored. And every time they offer, definitely not, because I'm about to rag on them. It's great. It's great, but at the same time, it's so annoying that I keep on getting these ads where they're like, "Hey, do you want a free guitar? Seriously, if you become a new member, we'll send you this guitar for free." And I'm like, "I'm already a member. I can't do anything."
Did they send
Join
you a
now
guitar?
for the Christmas special. No, I was already it was a deal for Christmas.
Oh.
And there was another one where there'd be like a discount if you joined at this point. I'm like, I'm already a damn member. At this point, you're making me regret it because I joined at the wrong time.
Yeah. That's that usual thing of like companies taking better care of new customers than not. Like,
Only do they take better care of the new customers. They don't even bother to like
Check that
change
they're
the
old
adverts.
customers.
Change the adverts for their old customers. Like every time I go on that website, I'll literally get, "Hey, I see you checked out GuitarTricks.com. Why do I recommend you to try getting the discount?" I'm like, "I already have it. I went on it because I was using it."
The thing that I always hate is those stupid like YouTube game like commercials. You know, the ones that you get like Raid Shadow Legends or
yeah.
like Taoists. I'm like, I am never going to download your fucking freemium game. You just stop sending me these things.
I really dislike the fact that freemium games, like there's the classic ones where it's like a puzzle where you've got like keys or something like that. You've got to open the things in a certain way,
Yeah.
and then and if you don't, the fish gets lava poured on it or something like that.
Yeah.
And then you
that's
look
not
at
the
what the
game at
game
all.
is, and it's absolutely it's completely unrelated. It's like, well, I actually would like to play a game like that.
Yeah.
Why the hell have you not invented that one?
Why does your advert do
Yeah.
the thing rather than?
Yeah,
And-
but instead of being that game, what it all turns out to be is just like a Candy Crush clone. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't care.
Well, and the sad part about that as well is that the puzzles that they present as well are impossible. Like there is no way that you could solve them half the time, and that's what really infuriates me.
Or the other
Worse,
alternatives.
It's like
where
a
the-
really, really simple thing, and it's just
Yeah.
like the guy's never seen a puzzle before in his life, apparently.
Yeah. Oh, obviously I want to pour the lava on the princess.
Like literally, like he'd be the he'd be the kind of guy that would struggle to do like the circle through the circle hole.
Do you ever,
Try and put a square through it.
This I could get onto like a very like controversial topic as well. Have you guys have seen the games journalist issue with the guy who did who couldn't get past the tutorial of Cuphead? Yeah.
oh, yeah, that happens a lot. There was people
Yeah.
ragging on Doom 2016, and the video footage of them playing it is like they never played an FPS in their life before.
Yeah, like they couldn't figure out that they had to jump over. It's the same guy as well, which is really frustrating to me. Like it's the same person who's
Yeah.
playing this game. It's like, how do you not know? You're a games journalist. How are you so bad at games?
Because they're journalists and they only took the job because they're a journalist. It's like film critics who only seem to like one type of film. You know, that kind of thing? Where they'd be like, oh, this romantic comedy starring Richard Gere was amazing, but this Fast and the Furious movie, cars, am I right? And you're like, I don't think you should be rating a movie in which you're clearly biased against the subject material.
So you just reminded me. So I watch a guy called Angry Joe, and I like his content. Okay, I do like his content. Sometimes he comes out with the not clickbaity stuff, but like he goes with the opinion of the masses. Sometimes,
Yeah.
not all the time. Anyway, he's a massive fan of CD Projekt Red, but he, like many people, have gone, well, actually, what they've done is shitty, and this is an awful game product.
Yeah.
At the moment, they need to fix it. But one thing, just one little thing that really annoys me is he keeps on showing this one clip of where, like at the start of the game, he needs his car. He's done the Nomad path,
Yeah.
and he's just flipped his car over. But he's acted like the game has flipped it over because of a bug or something. When in lots of footage, he hasn't paid attention, but his car has been flipped. And then it gets flipped. I can't remember what it was. It's either he drives really badly or he, like an explosion, flips it.
Right.
And then he doesn't notice it, goes away, does something, comes back to try and carry on, but can't because his car's been flipped. And he keeps on using that as an example of like a bug. And I'm like, but mate, you flipped your car.
That's like Aaron in the game Grumps. You saying that he doesn't pay attention, and then us doing exactly the same thing as well for these mission briefings.
But
sorry.
Just on a quick thing of the ads, I just remembered something that really bugs me. Is any product whatsoever, and it's probably as you say, Google being crap about stuff, where you have no interest in the ad, but it interrupts your video. And you're like, I am 100% less likely to now to order anything from this website because you've interrupted my video.
Duracell actually now a whole switch it all around again. But turn it back on its head. Duracell Bunny comes on now and puts like a battery into the skip ad, but does it in like a really sarky way because that makes me hate him. It's like, quick, we gotta fix this skip button. These people can't wait a whole 5 seconds for an advert. I'm like, fuck you, Duracell Bunny.
That was another thing that really annoyed me was that, oh, don't skip this ad. I know you want to skip this ad, but please don't skip this ad. We promise it'll be entertaining and interesting. It's like,
yeah,
really. Yeah,
doing that a lot.
There's a dentistry ad. It's kind of along the lines of Smiles, that kind of shit. The stuff that's actually dangerous to put into your teeth. But it's like, if you don't want perfect teeth, why don't you go ahead and skip this ad? But if you're like a normal person, continue to watch. This kind of shit. And the worst part is it's that kind of American style marketing, but done in a really low production value Irish ad. And it's incredibly frustrating to see Irish people trying to act like Americans, but it's like we have our own style of humor and thing. We don't need to rip off the Americans. Like, it has been shown time and time again, and especially in the British market, that American sales techniques do not work outside of America because they're too pushy. A good example, Games Workshop. We've probably all been into a Games Workshop, and within 3 seconds they're like, "Hi, how can I help you?" You're like, "Please go away. I want to look around." Like, if I want to get a question answered, I'll come to you. So yeah, that's a clear example of like American sales techniques, and they just don't work. Like, in Ireland and England, we are probably more likely to turn around and say "fuck off," like,
or just say no, thank you. As Brits would do. Just a quick thing. Speaking of adverts for the 5 seconds thing, one really good advert, one that I really enjoyed, was by Hive, where it's like you control your home from your phone ad thing. I don't know if you have them in Ireland.
yes.
Well, the bloke who advertises it, he literally says the whole thing in the 5 seconds. He says everything. And he's like, no, you can skip now. And then, like, there's a scene that plays out if you don't, and that's kind of fun to watch. He literally, like, forgets that he thinks you're gone, so he starts getting undressed to go to the shower and stuff. And he's like, what are you still doing here?
All right, that's good. I like
And I'm
that.
sitting there going, I enjoyed that advert.
Yeah.
There's one now recently that kind of gets on my nerves. There's one with Alec Baldwin where he goes like, "Go ahead, skip this ad. Like you skipped out on Amazon stock and all this that." And I'm like, I don't want to do professional gambling, Alec. And the fact that I know that you're just doing this for a paycheck and you literally don't care about the laundry just infuriates me even more.
You know the new sort of ad type, which is really starting to bug me, and it reeks of the non-specificity of the cyber shit that was going around England. Is the new types of ads that are coming up on YouTube. YouTube is data. Data is important. What do you mean by data is important? But you just need to get into data. What is data? Like, what are you talking about? Is it data entry? Data farming? Data what? Yeah, your next avenue for jobs, data. You're like, it's so non-specific, and you're trying to sell courses on it. Like, what? Yeah, just get into cyber. What cyber? It's a thing. Trust us.
Cyber will be a thing in the future.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Another career that I can't use now.
Yeah. That ad campaign of, they could be in cyber. Obviously, it was before like the whole arts industry went tits up, but it was still one of those things where it was like, it pissed off a lot of people.
But the thing is when it resurfaced again, the people who were doing it to get shares, obviously, weren't taking into account the actual campaign targeted more than just people in the arts.
Oh yeah.
So it was taken completely out of context. But then, of course, it just became this thing for views.
That's what the internet does.
Yeah, things for clicks and views and shares. Not that I support the campaign at all, because again, it's so non-specific. It's, hey, you could be in cyber. What's that mean? We don't know, but it's an ad campaign.
And it's a buzzword. It's an interesting new thing. Cyber. Or cybernetics, cybersecurity, what?
Cyberpunk. Was it just a CD Projekt Red ad campaign that went hideously wrong?
That's why it was so bad. They needed more ballet dancers. Well, I just disintegrated one.
Nice.
Yeah, if you get
I'm
critical on them.
I'm still quite unaware of what I'm supposed to be doing.
What have you got to do?
I'm just randomly shooting.
Well, I've got to collect Tholian science reports.
So
are you not? Are you
Tholians
just
will
collecting
drop
from the
them.
corpses?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a lot of different things. I've got like destroy the scanning equipment as well. I've got like 2 areas that I should be working in basically.
Yeah. Well, the scanning equipment, I think, is back towards Ford Camp Alpha.
Yeah, which I'm doing now.
Oh,
I've got 5 that I have to do.
and then
Ugh.
let's go to Ford Camp Alpha.
Oh, I'm dead again. Somebody revived me in that.
I just respawned.
That seems to be there seems to be a common theme in like these ground areas and now the space areas as well. We die a lot.
Yeah.
We don't die a lot in space. We die, occasionally.
They generally seem
my
to be
battery
like
on my laptop is very close to dying.
sudden death as well in space.
Yeah.
It's like,
So one thing that I will say is that at least in some other games I know why I died. In this, sometimes I'm like, what the fuck happened?
I just generally attribute it to bad computer. Which, by the way, Stephen,
yeah,
I've seen what your game looks like a lot in stills and stuff.
right.
But I was like, wow. So this is what the game looks like when it's played on a good computer. Like the frame rate and the shooting and all the animations and all that, so smooth and varied. For me, it's just like in one massive wave. I just see all your guns fire, but yours, they kind of staggered. And it was cool.
Yeah, the paintball's pretty, you know.
So it's making you want to get a new computer, eh, James?
It doesn't matter what I want if my wallet does the talking.
That's true.
Well, if you
My wallet
start
literally pays the...
start streaming more on with cycling, and get yourself to affiliate, start monetizing your streams, you know.
Get those bits.
Yeah, get those bits, turn it into money, buy a computer. Boom. You know, he
That sounds
says
like a
he
good
says
plan.
he says as if it's easy, but like,
Yeah.
Well, I feel like Zwift is an untapped vein in the Twitch community. I just don't know how rich that vein is.
yeah, it's
Well,
it's funny because you see like in the chat of Star Trek Online that all these people want to see content creators doing stuff for Star Trek Online. Here we are doing content on Star Trek Online and they don't care. You're like, I don't know, guys, it seems like you just want to complain.
like every other nerd.
Yeah, it's just like, here's the content. Oh, I don't want to watch it. You're like, well, you know, don't ask people to create content and then don't support it.
A certain job that I used to work for, and I'm sure that we could all agree on this, a certain job,
Oh yeah.
would you'd have a lot of people complaining all the time, and you go, well, have you reported it? And they go, no. And you go, huh.
I wonder why things are not changing.
Yeah. Or my personal favorite. I can't believe I have to do this part of the job all the time. Well, it's not like it wasn't said to you in your interview numerous times. Like, what were you expecting? Like, if you don't want to do it, don't do it. Just go home. Don't work here.
I mean, I think we can all say that we definitely enjoyed that job, and
To be fair, I wasn't necessarily referring. When I said a certain job, but
yeah,
I was referring to in general. Like you see a lot in society where people will complain about something and then do absolutely nothing about it because they prefer to complain about it. And I'm like, why didn't you do something then?
that is a very. I feel like that is a very like human trait. I guess is the best way to describe it. It's like complain about your lot in life, but do nothing to improve it.
Yeah.
Because I know it's a very stereotypical like British thing that we complain a ton.
Yeah.
We complain about the weather. We'll complain about the football. We'll complain about how the mashed potatoes are not done exactly right. And
I think it's a European thing. Well, grey European. So if your country is generally grey and miserable, you tend to be as well.
Yeah.
Like the Italians and the Spanish are just. I mean, with all respect, I love the Italians to the high heavens. I think they're an amazing people, but I know that they get very passionate if you put like salad in there on pasta. They get very angry.
oh god,
I had a friend that actually got kicked out of their house because they put salad on pasta, and they were so angry. But as in like the French, at least the Parisian French, the British. I don't know what the weather's like in Ireland, but if it's anything like us, which it should be, I think.
Well, put it this way: Ireland is famous for its rain. I know Britain likes to think it's famous for its rain, but it's that usual thing of once again overestimating their importance within the European Union.
The British should identify the fact that it's actually the grey skies is the thing that England has a lot, or Britain has a lot. It's just grey skies. Everyone says that England is really, really rainy, but I've yet to see in years, I've yet to see a rainy day. There's been rainy hours of a day, and then fine. But a rainy day, like heavy rain for a day or two, I haven't seen that in years.
Yeah.
go to Scotland or Wales. I'm pretty sure you'll get a lot from there.
Oh, hold on. What's going on? What's going on? No.
If you press the wrong button, James.
No, my MacBook's about to turn off.
Alright.
Because it's at 6% battery. Right. How's your things looking, Reese?
I think to be honest, we've probably got enough content at this point in time. I could take it or leave it, having killed enough freaking crystal spiders today.
I need 5 more crystal fragments out of 500.
Ouch.
Yeah. Let's see if we can get it done. And then of course, you know, I'll collect it, and then I'll have way more than I need, and then I'll just end up discarding the rest of them. Because chances are I probably can't trade them.
Right, well, you have me for 2 more minutes.
Alright.
As James just disintegrates out of existence.
Yeah. I can just see. I just saw Alex run across the screen in front of me.
I just saw collect crystal fragments, so I'm running back now.
Oh god, there are so many Tholians on their home planet.
I don't think this is their home planet. I think this is like
Well,
an invasion. Hey, I can take. I'm gonna take the dilithium ore, please. Okay.
Why don't you marry the lithium ore?
I
We
would
can
if
go.
I
We
could.
go home.
Yeah. Let's leave this awful place. How the
Let's never talk about it again.
how the hell do we get back to base camp? That's the real question.
The little teleporter pads.
Transport pads, yeah.
Yeah, but then you have to find it. That's the other angle.
I wish I.
Yeah, I've got plenty of things that I could do here, but honestly, oh no, thank you.
Is that a teleporter pad? It's a control pad of some description, but it's not a teleporter pad.
It would be nicer if the consistent amount of Tholians was not in the high,
And they're not even
high
fun to shoot
numbers.
at.
Because they move around
That's
a
always
lot.
unforgivable part. And they're skinny.
Yeah, why can't they be fat?
Exactly.
Oh wow.
For me, it just feels like. Did you ever play like the old Gears of War Horde modes? Like it just reminds me of that.
I was more.
I never enjoyed that type of gameplay.
Yeah, well, but some people do because Call of Duty Zombies is so bloody popular. You know.
Yeah.
Well, the mighty Jimmy has just logged off, so.
I think that is him disintegrating into the ether then.
Yeah.
I did warn you.
I'll beam up to my ship then, so.
I'm still like struggling to find a way off this godforsaken planet.
I was having. You know what? You actually just get them to kill you, and that will like put you back on the pad. But yeah, at least on that note, might as well stop the stream here. So, I was having some weird rubber banding there towards the end. It was like the Flash running around one Tholian ensign, which was not fun. Anywho, if anyone actually managed to tune in, thanks for watching. We'll be back again tomorrow with the 5th TFO. And then we'll just be we'll just be repeating ourselves after that.
Yeah, hopefully we won't be going back to Nukara anytime soon.
Yeah, depending on the personal endeavors. Well, thanks for watching. Stay safe, wash your hands, and live long and prosper.